Welcome to Swagger's Lifestyle.
Okay, so I stumbled upon something. Boom, this is you.
Yes.
Or your twin.
No, that's me.
So can you just tell us about this? This happened in 2010.
Yeah. This was a World Biennial of Art. It's called the Cairo Biennale.
And this is your
This
work.
this is my work. I'm really obsessed about faces. I've been painting faces for a very long time, and also Zaria had a very huge influence on me, and I paint a lot of faces, with these turbans, and for me, you see these very graceful, wonderful faces, and then, the way they are turbanned and all that. But it's not the aesthetics that drives me first. It's I think the face has a way of giving off, speaking to me, and also plays great trick on the mind. And so I've been obsessed about faces. I've been painting faces and all that. So one of those faces is one of the works that I exhibited at the Cairo Biennial. Yeah.
But this is because sometimes I see some colors and I'm wondering can this ever happen? Is this part of the color palettes or what have you?
Choose colors that match my mood or answers the things that inspires me, the realities that inspire me. So I'm not tied to the definition of the colors that I have.
Okay, let's talk about this painting.
Yeah.
When you wanted to start this, what did you have in mind? What does this speak? Because I can see different.
It's one work that I did for an exhibition I had like 2 years ago. It's called The Diary of an Alchemist. The Diary of an Alchemist.
Yeah.
And I read a piece by a guy who I think was one of the greatest writers of the last century. It's Brazilian Paulo Coelho, who wrote a book called The Alchemist. And that book really touched me on a very personal level. And that's also had tremendous effect on me and the way I started looking at life. I started looking at life from a different perspective. And what the alchemist does, or is believed to do, is that he's got some power, you understand, to transform. That he has he has the Elysia of life. He's got some power to transform common stone to I became more alive to that inherent power that we have as a people to transform ordinary things, to use, in addressing the challenges that we have. Like I said, my domain is just the present state of humanity. And like as much as we can see the triumph of science and all that, but humanity is dropping. So that's my domain, like I say. So I try to address those challenges, the pains, the lows, and try to give hope, to a world that is not in the pretest shape. So this painting, you can see dominance of green. Yeah, with green for me,
it's life.
Green is very live for me. It's very live. Sometimes it can be a little warm, but to balance that, you can see the warmth, the orange and all that. And then I play with a lot of circles because the endlessness of things.
So I can see text from hell.
Yeah. Yeah, because you, in some of these montages you have there, pictures from Syria, Aleppo and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
A voice to say, this land is my land. Whoa. That's
like my pain is my strength. Have you come to also realize that the things that give you the greatest joy in life, they're the things. So if you run away from your pain, you won't get your joy. But the understanding of pain helps you understand, to navigate life so well.
That's true. Now, when a client contacts you that, I want a painting, do they give you a brief or you just come up with something?
Yeah, I'll send you an image. We got a brief recently for a polo commission, which we did for a friend of mine. Sometimes they just tell me also, sometimes also, somebody comes who is, and this very interesting that you should know. There are a lot of people who are very arty, who are very creative, but cannot draw.
Yeah.
And that does not reduce their creativity in any form. Because a whole lot of time when you say I'm an artist, the first question people ask is if you can draw me. It's not drawing you that makes you an artist. The consciousness of that creative consciousness is art itself. So there are people who come to tell me like, there's this idea I have. So all I do for them, to me, that's more like a collaboration. All I do is just to give a visual form to their thoughts. So people actually come tell you things, and then you visually articulate it for them.
Had there been any point where you had like this, like for writers, they call it writer's block. But for artists, I think they're called you blank.
Yeah, it's creative paralysis.
Oh
my God. I don't even want to talk about it. Thank you also for saying I should talk about it.
Yeah.
Because when you are creating at your peak, then you are like more than grateful to your creator.
Yes.
That he had allowed you to pass through that. Because it's not a place to be. Because this is just your life. So you can imagine, you understand that if you're not creating, if you're not painting, if you're not drawing, it's like you're damned. I mean, a free-flowing water dam is going to cause a lot of destruction.
Yeah.
So you can't just be happy because you know the essence of your being is
to create.
It's to create.
Yeah.
I've been so influenced by a guy called Khalil Gibran. He wrote all his works before he was 30. He died at the age of 33.
Wow.
He's a Manorite Christian from Lebanon. These guys have serious, huge influence on me. I get influenced by even singers and all that, because all this shape my visual elements well. So I'm indebted to all these people. So it becomes a little difficult to just point one. But I have a whole lot of respect for people like Rembrandt, from the old, I have respect for Van Gogh, the Picassos, the Mondrians and all that, because this is the truth. We need to acknowledge them. It's a legacy that they left behind that gives us the courage to do what we are doing today to get away with.
So what are the things that, I know when we spoke earlier, we talked about, you want to start doing this new, like little paintings where people can put, you don't have to hang it on the wall and all of that. What are the things that you do in order to make business thrive?
I'm printing some of my works into limited editions and prints.
Oh.
Yeah, what that means is that, a painting like this, I have an agent in the US. He will print it, and it's almost like a real.
Yeah.
So the limited editions, they're like 1 of 10. I can do 10 of this, printed 10, and then I sign on it.
Yeah.
Because you can't afford this. You buy that, and it's close to an original. You understand?
These are the ones that they actually kill people for. Movies.
Yeah,
because these are the original ones.
Yeah.
All those other ones are like the photocopy or the...
Yeah, because, so that has a way of augmenting my life and making it a little less stressful for me. So that if I say this goes for like 10,000 naira and you can afford it, you can buy my limited edition for maybe 3,000 naira. And then you can buy my print for maybe 8,000 naira or even 500 naira. I can make like 2,000 copies of my prints. You understand?
Who wants to go for a print when you have the original? I think it's always like the original.
Yeah, some people just want to identify with what they're doing, and they sincerely can afford it. So they're very okay. They are realistic enough. Yeah, they are realistic enough. But apart from that, you see the arts generally, it's my domain.
Yes.
Yeah, so I do not want to go outside of my essence. So I also, beyond painting, I do metal fabrications also. I work hand in hand with architects.
Oh.
Yeah, even see like the evolution of architecture. If you read about architecture, the evolution of architecture, you can also see the marriage of art and architecture. That's the major idea behind the philosophy in Holland, the Bauhaus School by Walter Gropius. Because it's basically the integration of art and architecture. And this is what has to be entrenched in our curriculum. So that you understand the kind of buildings you see in the West, and you say, wow, this is a fine building. Maybe like a Philip Johnson, maybe like it's Santiago Calatrava. If you don't have a knowledge of art as an architect, you can do. Architects where, I design and work with them to enhance building and spaces.
Okay, so do you do trainings? Do you mentor people and all of that?
Well, some people have thought I have mentored them. You know, I started by letting you know that I am still learning. So
some people have thought.
No. Some people have said that, and I was really like humbled because I think I'm still learning.
So is art lucrative in Nigeria?
Well, there's nowhere in the world that it's easy to practice art. This is the truth. And they have sold this lie to a lot of young Nigerian artists that when you go to the West, you make it so big.
Mm.
No. Art, it's, you see, you just want to make money, you will not practice art in its true sense. But if you practice art in its true sense, it's just a spiritual law, right? Nature has a way of paying you back for good. It pays you. But I tell you what, like somebody said, if the Lord forces you to paint, just paint like Van Gogh painted this picture, and you see nature will reward you handsomely. Good thing now is the fact that we live in an age, right, because of the advancement in technology, visibility, it's like it has never been before. So because of that, people can see what you do more. And because of that, you can sell more than artists were selling like 30 years ago. So it makes it a little more easy. But I do not think that we make the kind of money that legislators make.
But what is your lead time? Your minimum lead time to paint, start to finish?
No. It depends on there are works I started like 3 years ago. I haven't finished.
Whoa.
Yeah, and there are works I started like 2 weeks, just 2 weeks ago, and I have finished them. There are works I spent just like 3 days, and people never believe I spent 3 days.
And you still have that authentic feel to it.
Yeah, because like it's just like the baby in the womb. It takes 9 months to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What makes you different from Picasso? What makes you different from Michelangelo? What makes you different from Van Gogh?
God, He wired me differently.
I like that. I like that. So, what will you tell upcoming artists in Nigeria and in the world? What would be your advice to them?
They should draw, paint, walk like a slave, and I assure them they will rule like a king.
Thank you very much.
I hope you had a very wonderful and amazing time. I did, because I got to learn a lot of things. And there are some phrases that he dropped, and I'm like, okay. So, you know, when we speak to people, we get to learn, yeah? We tend to see things differently, and we actually tend to see them for who they are, yeah, and their side and their depth and all of that. So it was a wonderful time speaking to Sam today, and I hope you had fun. So please don't forget to drop your comments. What do you think about art? I was going to ask him a question that, for those people that do not love art, what does he have to say to them? Probably maybe go something yourself or something, I don't know. But you should actually start looking at art differently. Art is life, like I said. And please don't forget to subscribe. I remain Gbogbo Swagger, and this is Swagger's Lifestyle. See you next time. Love you. Turn on the notification, please.